when life throws us problems before us, we all desire a miracle. We desire breakthrough. We want God to work supernaturally in our lives, and we want to see things drastically change for our good. But many a times we are stuck at some point or another, just waiting on God and seeking our miracle, but nothing seems to be happening. When we turn to the Bible, when we turn to scriptures in the Gospel of Mark, we see a blind man named Bartimaeus. It speaks in Mark chapter 10, verse 46. Now they came to Jericho. As he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great multitude, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the roadside begging. Now we don't know for how long he was in that situation, whether he was from birth blind or he became blind as time went on in his life. But the fact is that he was a blind man and he was begging. Now when he hears that Jesus is passing by, he cries out to Jesus. He cries out for a miracle. He cries out in desperation that Jesus would begin to turn his situation around. We see a very striking thing that happens in verse 49. It says, so Jesus stood still. That means Jesus stopped where he was. He stopped. What made him stop? What happened at that time that Jesus was made to stop? You see, there was a crowd around Jesus. Today I want to ask you today, would Jesus stand still and call you when you are calling on to him? We see this blind man, he called on Jesus in verse 47. He began to cry out and say, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. But what is most striking about is the attitude in which he began to call Jesus. In verse 48, then they warned him. The people warned. You see, the people around blind Bartimaeus, maybe they carried him, brought him there, or walked with him, brought him till the place where he would beg. They were there around him. They were there willing to give him alms. But now at his time of breakthrough, none of them were there for him. On the contrary, it says they warned him. But what he did is very striking. He says, but he cried out all the more. He cried out all the more. You see, the attitude of Bartimaeus was an attitude of desperation. He did not care what the people around him thought. He did not care what the people around him said to him. He did not care that the people around him warned him to be quiet. He did not care what they would do, because he knew that he wanted a miracle. He knew that he wanted a change in his life, and that's why he called upon Jesus in desperation. The attitude that Bartimaeus called on Jesus was an attitude of desperation. Today I want to ask you, maybe you're seeking for a miracle. Maybe you're seeking for a breakthrough. Maybe you're seeking for your situation to turn around. But are you desperate enough to call on Jesus? You see, Bartimaeus at that moment did not care what the people thought or said to him. Are you one of them that says, I don't care what my neighbors say. I don't care what the society thinks about me. I don't care what name or label they will call me. I'm going to be desperate for Jesus. You see, blind Bartimaeus was desperate for Jesus, and he received his miracle. Jesus called Bartimaeus to him, and we know the end was what? Is Bartimaeus receives his sight. Today I want to challenge you who's watching. Are you desperate for Jesus? It was Bartimaeus' desperation that made Jesus stand still. Would you make Jesus stand still in your life and make him work a miracle in your situation, that you would experience a turnaround? You see, God is a God of miracles. He's still the same yesterday, today, and forever. He still works miracles. And if you are desperate, if you long for him, if you seek after him, if you keep him as the center of everything, forgetting what people say, look to him alone, you will definitely make him stand still, and you will see your miracle. God bless you.